Hello everyone, I'm Chris Ayers with PerformanceTechnician.com. We're here at the APEX Show 2015 with Mike Palm, Vice President of Marketing for CRP Industries. We're visiting with Mike today really because he's had such a great history as a company, and they're on a growth mode and doing extremely well, and we're hoping that Mike might share with us today some of the little bit about the history and how they got to where they are today, and a bit of a vision for the future. Glad to see you, Mike, and appreciate the interview.
Likewise, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about CRP Automotive today with you, and where we've been and where we're going. CRP Industries has a pretty interesting history here in the automotive aftermarket. We got started in 1954 as a supplier of, believe it or not, tires to the Volkswagen of America organization. Volkswagen was importing the Volkswagen Beetle at that time, and they really didn't want to be in the tire business. And they said,
I remember that.
Said to Continental, who was their tire supplier, hey, we need somebody in the United States to take over tire distribution or handle the tires for us. And the Continental organization at the time contacted Dr. Adam Shilka, the founder of CRP Industries, and who went to business school with the gentleman who was the president of Continental at that time, and said, could we work together in a partnership? And lo and behold, a business was formed. Started in 1954, and through the early 1970s, we were a tire master distributor for Continental. And then in the 1970s, Continental purchased General Tire, and we reinvented ourselves. And that reinvention got into, we'll call it hard parts, variety of rubber and rubber steel oriented parts for European, primarily European import applications. And today, as we are sitting here in 2015, and even looking forward, it's a program that goes beyond European cars. We have applications and part coverage for Asian vehicles.
If I may, I know one of the big, I guess, adjustments in your history is moving to where you are presently from an earlier warehousing location. And I think it's worth sharing that with you because I visited the facility, and I can tell you it's incredibly impressive, that kind of growth that you're experiencing and how you're filling that building.
Yeah, we moved in 2009. We moved into a 110,000 square foot facility, state-of-the-art distribution site, 42 feet high warehouse. We were able to triple our pallet positions in the facility. It was, for us, it was a site for the future growth of the business. And in 2009, looking forward, like, okay, it's going to be our site for the next 20 years. I will say happily, it's not going to be our site for the next 20 years, and that we've been growing at a very rapid pace and rate. And it's forcing us in a good way to look at our distribution footprint across the entire United States and saying, where do we need to have product properly located to service our wholesale distribution customers in the aftermarket.
Good, and I also understand that you have kind of an international part of your business. You sell into Mexico and
yes.
Service some customers in that area in Canada.
That's correct. We have representation. We're NAFTA market is our coverage, so Canada, the United States, and Mexico. We are been in Pueblo, Mexico is where our warehouse and office is. We have a team of roughly 30 employees working in CRP to Mexico. We are servicing the Volkswagen plant in an OE capacity there, and we're also selling into the independent aftermarket with a very robust offering of belts, hoses, technical fluids under the Pentacene brand name. We have our Rhine Automotive, which is a CRP-owned brand that we're penetrating into that market.
And additionally to that, I think in terms of expansion in the future, you purchased your first company.
Yes, very
what
exciting.
kind of experience was that?
It's kind of like jumping into a lake at 50 degrees, a little bit of a cold shock of, okay, making that first step, saying, okay, is this where we're going? Yes, CRP acquired our first company this year in July. We acquired a company called AAE, Automotive Atlantic Enterprises, which we now have renamed Atlantic Automotive Engineering. They're in the power steering racks, power steering gears market, remanufactured as well as new systems. It was it's a good fit for CRP. Puts us into a new business model, a model of where we are actually doing manufacturing. Very exciting for us, and it's alignment-wise, AAE aligned exceptionally well with us on their value set. They've been in business 28 years. CRP's been in business for 60 plus years. the values of quality, service, trust, which are our core values at CRP, we're similar value set for them. We are really excited about the talent pool, the skill set of the team there, and the future, and especially with what's going on in power steering today. The shift from the car manufacturers moving away from hydraulic power steering systems to electric power steering systems. We're working very hard to be a first mover in that particular category, and I'm quite excited with some of the developments that we have with electric power steering, and not only in some new category, but primarily in that remanufacturing role.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us. You have a number of brands that fall under the CRP overall umbrella. Can you talk a little bit about them and possibly spend a little more time on your Rhein Automotive?
Rhein Automotive, would love to. Today, within the CRP Automotive umbrella, we have 6 brands that make up our portfolio. ContiTech being a brand that we've had a long-term relationship with, again, more than 60 years with Continental Organization. And the ContiTech is a belt program with a very strong timing kit program. Our ContiTech Pro Series and Pro Series Plus kits are industry leaders in that particular category. We innovated that particular kit with adding water pumps in the kit. We're really excited about where that program is going and continues to be a real strong foundation for us. Pentasine also is, Pentasine is a company, Deutsche Pentasine Work, out of Germany. It's a technical fluids manufacturer, high-end specialty technical fluids, such as central hydraulic fluid, automatic transmission fluids, brake fluids, antifreezes, motor oils, and that's been a long-term relationship. That goes back to the mid-'80s, even with our relationship as a supplier to some of the OEs. And then we move into from those brands, we have a Husa, which is a brand from Spain. They're a Spanish gasket manufacturer, an OE quality gasket line for, again, Asian and European imports. From there, we move into our Rhein Automotive. Rhein Automotive being a CRP brand, that's our brand. The history behind that is we have a lot of unique parts, whether it's a coolant hose with temp sensor in it, whether it's motor mounts, whether it's oil dipsticks. It's like Christmas sometimes when you go through our warehouse and you look at all these different parts that we bring to the market through our distribution channel partners. And how do we package this up in a way that the market can understand it and action on it? And so the strategy was one in which we built our Rhein Automotive brand. Rhein means pure in German, and it is representative of the quality, the OE quality of our offering. The focus categories today for our Rhein Automotive brand are cooling. So we have a very robust, very large line of upper and lower radiator hoses for European applications. We're adding reservoir tanks, water pumps, thermostats. And then we have a undercar offering. And in the undercar offering, we have a very strong, again, European-focused offering of anti-vibration and motor mounts, transmission mounts, bump stops, shock bump mounts. And then from there, we move into an oil cooler hose program. And we have a very large offering of, again, European-oriented hoses.
Now, certainly your history starts in the European sector. But I certainly, from my own exposure to your company, you've moved into a number of applications on the Asian side. Is that a growth opportunity for you in addition? Or?
It is, Chris. We're looking at just what's going on in the VIO park in the U.S., Canadian, Mexico markets. And again, European is growing at a very, very large percentage, but also the Asian. And heard just recently some forecasts for 2020 where we're going to be closing in on 50% of the VIO will be the import car park, and making up both Asian and European. So yes, our Ahusa line is Asian and European. In Pentasine, we're expanded our Pentasine. We have a full coverage for antifreezes for Asian applications, and we're looking at expanding our transmission fluid program for Asian applications. We have Asian application coverage in our ContiTech timing kit line and serpentine belt offering. And within Rhein, we're looking at some new developments in the power steering hose area around Asian power steering hoses.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Mike. We certainly appreciate your time and your energy and commitment.
We appreciate. Gotta love this industry. It's a wonderful industry. Yeah. I've been in it a while. I know you and I have known each other for some time.
And been good to us.
It has been. So thank you, Chris.
Appreciate it.